Well, it's time for a Pride Month edition of Wallet Wednesday. This morning, we're digging into some of the unique financial situations that the LGBTQ plus community can face during tough economic times.
Yeah, so whether you're a business owner or just trying to make ends meet, we're getting some tips on how queer folks can best achieve their goals. Charlene Charisma is a Growth and Development Director at Northwestern Mutual Portland, joining us live right now with some advice during this Pride Month. Good morning. Appreciate your time.
Oh, I appreciate it. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, so glad you're here. Okay, so what are some of those considerations that, queer folks, same-sex couples are faced when it comes to estate planning?
Okay, well, so first of all, estate planning is important for everyone, especially in the state of Oregon. I don't know if you know, we're one of the most expensive places to die. So very important to do planning. But when it comes to same-sex couples, it's incredibly important. So I know same-sex marriage has been around for many, many years, but same-sex couples and families have been around a lot longer, right?
Sure.
You might have had a civil union or a domestic partnership previously, and now you are married. Make sure that you're unwinding some of those documents and you have your legal status in place currently, right? That's going to be very, very important. Another thing is don't assume how you view your family is how the law views your family. So it's really important to legally adopt children if you are not the biological parent. And I think in this changing legal atmosphere where precedents could be overturned. I've been talking to many of my clients where there's a lot of fear and anxiety about what that might look like in the future, right? So I think one way to mitigate that is legally name beneficiaries versus using classes of beneficiaries. So don't just say children, put Francisco and Maria. Don't just say spouse, put
Be very specific.
Very specific. Get rid of any ambiguity, and that can all be done in documents.
Yeah, those are good things to think about because we have seen in recent years legal precedents have been overturned, the tides change and go back and forth, things that you maybe thought were set in stone, don't have to worry about it.
Yeah.
You have some other considerations here. And getting to those points for estate planning or retirement planning, there are other sets of challenges that queer couples and queer families can often face.
Yeah. So there was a recent study, 2024, I think it was Pay Scale, came out that the gender pay gap is alive and well, and women do make 83 cents on the dollar. So that can certainly be an advantage to a male gay couple. Of course, then you might be with those higher income, might be having some more taxes to pay, so we could still help there, right? But let's take a lesbian couple, for example. Now you have two income earners, right, that are historically making less than their male counterpart. But that's even compounded by the fact that women historically, and actuarially speaking, tend to outlive their male counterparts. So now you're having to do a lot more on a lot less for a lot longer, right? So that's the problem one of the problems to address.
That math doesn't math.
No, but just because the cards are stacked against you doesn't mean you can't be a better poker player, right? So working with an advisor like myself can certainly help that. One of the things that I think you can do is first, just start saving now. If you can start saving early, great. If you weren't early, just start saving now. The second thing that you can do is really maximize your employer benefits, right? Be familiar with what your 401k match is and do at least the match. That is 100% return on your money. But also, again, meeting with an advisor to do an individual plan, maybe that match is not enough and you might need to be doing more. In fact, you probably will need to be doing more.
And that's what I wanted to ask. This is fascinating because I don't know if I've had a conversation where we talk about these issues as directly as this, where you talk about, queer people needing that extra resource because of these types of issues. How helpful is it to have somebody maybe like yourself, a financial advisor, who can tackle these issues head on and be honest and straightforward and say, yeah, you are at a disadvantage because of this and this and this?
Well, so it is incredibly important to work with an advisor that is familiar with these issues, right? So again, someone who's not taking things for granted and just assuming if A, then B, right? And everyone is very unique in their situation. But I've been doing planning within the queer community before gay marriage was legal. So there is a lot of nuance and questions to be asked. But I think that also in this gender fluid world, there's also, you need to have a level of sensitivity, not just the nuance, but how do you provide a safe space without any judgment, that you can ask really, really great questions, elicit vulnerability, truth, right?
Yeah.
Getting someone to feel very safe and where they can be vulnerable really allows us to do our best work.
Especially talking about finances, because that can be a vulnerable topic.
It's tough conversations to
Yeah.
have for anybody.
It is.
And real quickly, Charlene, just for folks who maybe feel like, gosh, I don't know if I can even afford a financial advisor. I mean, we don't have time to list all of the disadvantages that queer and trans folks can face in getting and keeping work and being financially stable. So are there some free resources out there or spaces that people can go to access that help?
So certainly. Planningwithcharlene.com, obviously a really great place to go. But there's also another website, letsmakeaplan.org, where you can also get some free resources, meet with queer-friendly advisors. And the other piece, we are in Pride Month, but Oregon is doing Pride next month, and Northwestern Mutual and our company, House of Q Wealth Management, will be there. Come by our tent, see where there's some free resources, meet our team. I am an ally, but we have a queer advisor, Ronnie Lyle. She'll be there. In fact, I think she's in the Portland Business Journal this week, so check her out.
There you go.
But there is a lot of great resources that you can get on northwesternmutual.com, planningwithcharlene.com, and then again, just start having the questions. We can do fee-based planning, but we don't have to be doing fee-based planning. A lot of the planning and conversations that we do are free. So again, it's just finding someone that you feel comfortable with, enough to share your thoughts, your feelings,
Makes
all
a
of
lot
those
of
pieces.
sense.
Good
Charlene-
reminder, too, that the Portland Pride Festival is not just,
That's
parades
true.
and fun shows,
Yes.
although it has that and it's great. There's also a lot of great resources there, too.
Yeah, absolutely. Charlene, really appreciate your time. Thanks for being here.
You are so welcome. Thanks for having me.
All right, now, if you're looking for some of that financial advice all year round, just go to northwesternmutual.com to learn more.
All right, coming up next on AM Extra, the City of